so close. My God. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Black YouTube Unlocked. So, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 11, Episode 18, Modeled Bride. So, this is the episode where Eva Pickford is getting married. Going to the chapel and we... So anyway, this episode wasn't that, eventful. It was a downer. It was a downer. Nene made it a downer, I didn't really like the editing of this episode. I know that it's a TV show and everything like that, but it was Eva's wedding day and it kind of was just all about Nene. And I really didn't like that. But let's just talk about it. So the episode opens up with Nene in her boutique doing the inventory with her assistant. Shamari stops by. They're kikiing. They're talking about, Greg is home. But, Greg will not be able to accompany Nene to the wedding. Nene is like, well, let me just be the third wheel with Shamari and Ronnie. And then Shamari is like, well, girl, Ronnie is going on tour. So we might as well just go with each other and make it do what it do. So that's what they plan to do. Fast forward, Nene calls Shamari and is like, girl, I don't know if I'm going to go. I'm having second thoughts. I'm not in the best of spirits. So, yeah. So Shamari is like, okay, girl. So Shamari ends up, hitting up Tanya and is like, can I ride with y'all to the wedding? And Tanya's like, yeah, girl. We're going to get the bottles popping and yeah. So, then we have Eva, getting ready with her bridal party and, talking to her mother and her father. And this was a very eye-opening scene about Eva. And it kind of explains why her and Kevin McCall could have never been. Because they come from two different backgrounds. We have seen Kevin McCall, the father of her child, Marley, on Iyanla Vanzant saying that he comes from a broken home. And his mother was abusive towards him. And that's why he is the kind of man that he is. That's why he is, slightly abusive and unstable. So it kind of makes sense why Eva and him could not have been together. Because Eva comes from a more stable household. Her parents are still married. Her mother is a very successful woman. Her father's a very successful man. He has recently fallen ill and the mother is his caretaker. So, they're very, stable and close-knit family with some type of, morals and values. So it explains a lot about the Kevin McCall and Eva Marcel split. So Anyway, so Kandi is getting ready at home with Todd, Cynthia, and Mike Hill. They show up because they're going to ride to the wedding together. Cynthia looked absolutely beautiful. Cynthia is like one of those people that when they get dressed, it's like an entire theme and they go into like character. And I love it. Cynthia looked beautiful. Mike Hill looked very handsome. Todd looked very handsome. Kandi looked nice, but I will say that that type of bob does not compliment her. The bob that she had on the reunion when she had on that green dress and the bob was like asymmetrical and it came down, that complimented her very well. But that little short bob that stops at the cheekbones, it does nothing for her. She's a beautiful girl, so it really doesn't take away from her, but it doesn't really, enhance or compliment her in any way, So anyway, they're riding to the wedding together and Cynthia and Kandi start talking about what happened at Nene's house. And Kandi just can't understand why Nene was so, upset and reacted in so much aggression. And Cynthia's like, well, I didn't really see it that way. And Kandi was like, girl, yes, she was acting a fool. And when I called back to see what was going on after I left, I could hear Nene in the background saying, when I see those bitches, it's on or whatever. And Cynthia's like, oh, I didn't hear anything like that. Now, we all know that Cynthia kisses Nene's butt. Cynthia wants to be Nene's friend. We all know that. Even though Nene has recently come out on her Instagram live and said that Cynthia was one of the main ones backstabbing her and doing download shit, and we'll find out about it on the reunion. And Nene also said that nobody on the cast is her friend. They are now all her co-workers. So I'm very interested in seeing what is going to come out on the reunion. But anyway, so so they're at the wedding. All the girls are showing up. Porsha and her dude, Tanya and her dude, with a +1 Shamari. You know, Marlo pulls up. I do not like that slick back, wet lace front wig that everybody is wearing. It didn't look nice on Marlo. It didn't look nice on Nicki Minaj. It didn't look nice on Cardi B in the silver color. The only person that I would say that it looked fairly decent on was that girl from City Girls, the one that's not in prison. It looked nice on her. So everybody's at the wedding, and you know, it's a beautiful wedding. You know, Eva looked beautiful. I would say that I liked her second dress better than the first one, but she looked beautiful. I mean, Eva is a beautiful girl. There's no way around it. She's a beautiful girl, so she can't really do wrong, and she doesn't really need to do much. You know what I'm saying? So, and she knows that. So, now this is when I didn't like the editing. I understand that, you know, Bravo is trying to tell a story. They're trying to do the parallels of, you know, the beginning of a marriage and the honeymoon phase, and then how a marriage can turn sour when it's very seasoned. I understand that, but I think the editing was kind of effed up. If I was Eva and I'm watching it play back now, I would be like, why y'all keep inserting clips of her marriage while I'm taking my, you know, vows? I felt like either they should have just played Eva's, you know, ceremony all the way through and then played Nene's afterwards, or vice versa. But to keep, you know, chopping it up with Eva and Nene and Greg, I was just like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. But whatever. It's a TV show, so it is what it is. Nene gets to the wedding. She's very dramatic in how she, you know, sits down. She wants everybody to know that she's going through something, and, you know, she's getting emotional, and her little guy friend is, you know, consoling her, and then, you know, Marlo has to reach out and touch and, you know, console her, and then as soon as they, you know, take their kiss, Nene, you know, darts off into the bathroom, and, you know, she's crying, and, you know, it's understandable. Her and Greg are going through a very tough spot in their marriage. And so, you know, she's expressing to Cynthia that, you know, they just discussed separating and living in separate homes. And Cynthia's like, what? You're already sleeping in separate rooms? You're going to live in separate homes? And Nene is just like, yeah, girl. And, you know, Cynthia just, she can't believe it. So, you know, now all of a sudden Porsha and Kandi are bosom buddies. They're the best of friends. They're attached at the hip. And it's just like, girl, y'all are weird. So anyway, they're discussing Marlo running her mouth to Nene and possibly relaying the story incorrectly, which had Nene ringing up their phone trying to figure out what's what. So they confront Marlo and say, you know, we wanted to handle this. It's not your business. It's not your business to tell. Let us handle this how we want to handle it. And Marlo is, you know, playing this role of, I'm just trying to be the peacemaker. I, you know, simply, you know, just paraphrase what you guys said. No, I didn't say it, you know, exactly how y'all said it. I said, you know, I guess there was some words that Kandi didn't like. I guess Marlo said that, Nene charged at them, and Kandi said that's not the word that she used. So, you know, all this semantics. So they're going back and forth, and, you know, now they're alluding to the fact that Nene did place her hands on somebody. You know, Porsha saying you don't touch people. And then you have Kandi saying, but to rip somebody's shirt off. So I don't know what happened, because to rip somebody's shirt off, Porsha had on a dress. Did Kandi have on a shirt? I feel like Kandi had on a dress too. Oh, she's talking about the camera guy. That's what she's talking about. So, okay, so this is just coming to me right now. So basically, Nene attacked the camera guy, and they're trying to play us and make us believe that Nene attacked one of the girls, when in reality, they all talking about the camera guy that got yanked up. Okay, I see what they're trying to do. But anyway, so they forced Nene to sit down and talk about it, and Nene is just like, I'm not having it. I'm not in the mood for this. I got bigger shit going on that y'all don't even know about, and I would just rather y'all show me some love and just be a friend. You know, Porsha is trying to come down her throat about her actions, and Nene is like, hold on. Because when you was acting a fool, when you were, knocking scepters out of people's hands, and when you was, tackling Kenya to the floor, I was there to help you and uplift you. When you was chasing your assistant outside and beating her ass in the alleyway, I was there to uplift you. That's not exactly what Nene said, but that's what Nene meant. So, Porsha was just, Kat had her tongue at that moment. She couldn't say nothing. So, immediately the girls switch gears. They all about Nene. They loving on Nene. They hugging on Nene. They telling Nene they love her and just let us be your friend. And, it's all kumbaya. And like I said in my last video, I like this cast because they do know how to switch gears when necessary. They do know how to put the bullshit to the side when necessary. Even Kandi was on the back of Nene like, oh man, I feel bad to even talk about it because you're going through some real shit. So I really like this cast because, it's coming off more realistic and not so dirty. So yeah, that's what happened in this last episode. Tell me how you feel about it. See you guys in my next video. Peace.